Hi, I'd like to show you a new tool called VexVR. Check it out. The address is vr.vex.com. When you first type in vr.vex.com, the address, you're taken to the environment, but first you have this option of which version you want to use. For now, we're going to use continue to free. And here we are. We are going to take a look at the environment, and then you can go ahead and play with it yourself. So first, this is a virtual programming environment for robots. You can do a lot without having a mechanical robot right in front of you. We're going to use the same type of coding interface that we will use with our mechanical robots, but you can do all that coding and just kind of experiment and see what would happen in these virtual worlds called playgrounds. So here I'm going to look at selecting a playground, and you see there are a lot of virtual worlds here that we can experiment with. And for now, I'm going to use the number grid map. So once your map opens, this is the playground where I'm going to see the result. I'm going to see what my robot is doing. This figure right here is the robot. I like to actually play with these little camera point of view angles because I feel like I can learn more about my robot that way. Right now we're looking straight down, as if we were almost looking down at like a checkerboard, and our robot was in the corner. If you want to, you can take more of a top but behind view of the robot, and you can see it up close. This is what our robot looks like from the back, and you can see it has wheels, and this is the body of the robot. Or if you click on this button, guess what? You're seeing what the robot sees. This is the robot's point of view. If the robot is using imagine there's a camera right on the front of the robot, this is what the camera would be picking up. So we're going to do a little programming. I'm going to go back to the top-down view, and we are going to look at the coding part. So I like to keep my virtual world, my playground over here, and do my coding on the left-hand side. So when I start, this block when started is an event. Just like when at a car race, you might see a flag waving, and that event initiates all of the engines starting to run and the cars speeding down the track. This block signals the robot is going to start. And when your robot starts, what do you want it to do? So we are going to connect some of these blocks to be the resulting behaviors that occur in a sequence when the robot starts. So if it's not connected here to when started, it's not going to happen when the robot starts. So let's think of our first event. Maybe we just want to drive forward for a certain distance. I can take this drive forward for 200 millimeters block, and right now nothing's going to happen because nothing is connected to when started. But if I drag that block kind of close and I start to see this shadow between the two blocks, they're going to kind of click and connect. So that means we now are building a sequence of actions that result from the robot starting. Once you get something like that in place, you can play with these drop downs. That's something kind of interesting to play with. And you might also link some more actions one after another. They would happen in this sequence. When started, first the robot would do this, then the robot would do this, then the robot would execute the third blue block. We can also maybe change our mind sometimes and decide we want to remove a block. So You can pull a block down and drop it right back into this menu, and the block basically disappears, kind of evaporates. If you wanted to, say, remove the first block, but there's something below it, that one doesn't pull off as easily. So what you could do is pull off what is below, and then take the top one out and put what was below where the top one was. So once you have something connected to when started, you might want to see what is the robot going to do. So you can start your code executing by either pressing the start button here, or there's a similar start button here. They do the same thing. I'm going to press this start button, and that's it. My robot just drove forward for 200 millimeters. When I am done, I can stop the robot by pressing, that's square, it's going to be a stop button. Notice when I press the start button again, my robot just did the same action from a new location, which is fine. If I wanted to reset and maybe run my code from the original location, here is my reset button, the circular arrow. So that takes my robot back to where it originally had started. And you know what can be fun? You know how we were playing with the different camera points of view? You can also run your code and see the robot from another perspective while it's running. So that's up to you. I hope that you take a few minutes to experiment and explore some of these blocks. Try executing things. We're going to get into a more directed assignment next time, and we're going to be saving our work next time. I think for today, we just kind of want to play around and get comfortable with VexVR. So good luck. Hope you enjoy it.